There we go. So we to go ahead and do our weekend prep. Yes, Garg on the guitar. We are going to go ahead and go over the economic calendar, take a look at the fuel for the week. Do we have it? Do we don't? And then we're going to take a look at our earnings. From there, major ETFs. We're going to look at the Qs, IWM, and SPY. And then we will take your all's request, and we are searching for perfection, dude. A lot of you people don't need any more pullbacks, backsliding, stupid trades. You need to be focusing on perfection. So we're looking for that. And as am I. Obviously, we have the earnings account. It's kind of going. I got a list of stocks that are of interest. But without any more delay here, we'll go ahead and get started. About 50 people here. If you guys want to share it with the homies, let them know we're live. I'm going to do that just really quickly. All right. Thank you guys. I appreciate you. All right. Post the link in the other chat. All right. We're good. Shared that. What does that mean? All right. So, first things first, economic data, right? Monday, nothing. So, this could be a day where we sit, wait, watch. Higher time frames must confirm. Tuesday at 10 a.m. all day. The dumbest day of the year. We have the elections, obviously. This can cause volatility. This is the perfect time to be focusing on the charts, focusing on the ranges that you're in, up, down, what's the empty space. Those are where the big moves are going to come from. We have the Qs, SPY, and IWM that are sitting very, very close to triggers that will lead them to a big move to the downside. We have a lot of empty space underneath us, which means there's a lot of volatility down. So this could be obviously a catalyst. Wednesday, light data. Thursday, pre-market unemployment data, and then we got FOMC. So definitely a lot of big things moving into this week, a lot of fuel, a lot of things that can continue to drive us forward. Thank you for the follow. Thank you guys for tapping your screen. Appreciate y'all. What's up, Astro? All right. Now, for earnings, right? A couple of the highlights here. We're not going to spend any time charting these. I already did that. I already have the video. I'm going to upload it here after this one. But we've got next week some interest in PLTR, Cleveland Cliffs, HIMS, WIN. Tuesday pre-market is hot dog water. But SMCI, which they're actually going to be delaying their data until December 31st. So that one's off the fucking table. Devian, Lumen, Cope, and I believe I wrote CCJ down. But we have Celsius, Novo, CVS, Toyota, which that one's going to be weird, but ARM, Qualcomm, Elf, Clover, App. So there's some decent earnings. Melly's, whatever. But we did chart a lot of these. I will upload them on YouTube, so you guys can check that out. I'll go ahead and pull that up now. YouTube section here, uploading YouTube videos while I'm also recording another one. So that's deep. All right. So that's it, right? We got a lot of decent earnings. We've got a pretty good, yes, this is being recorded. We do have a pretty decent lot of data that is coming into this week, including elections. So volatility, okay. Now looking at all three major ETFs. Please tap your screen if you guys are in here. I'm not going to repeat this again. So if I see a request for it, you already got the answers, right? And this will be uploaded to YouTube, so you can go over it later. So as you guys heard, I said there is a catalyst that is very, very close to where we're at that could narrate a major leg down. right? So what is that trigger? And they all align, right? And I'm talking about the Qs, SPY, and IWM. So my strategy says, and this is something I've been abiding by for quite some time, and so have the members that are in my Discord, if we get a 50% breakdown, no rising wedge, if we get a 50% breakdown, right, that is where we are anticipating a punch or 50% break. That means we are promised a new low under the respective box, which would be a loss of 216, where the empty space I'm referring to is here, right? We can always split that empty space in half and mark out the 212 target down to the downside, as well as a drop into the 208s. Now I heard somebody say rising wedge. Just a quick lesson here. I learned a long time ago that wedges, first of all, wedges are just channels. Wedges are just channels. That's it, right? You can draw your pretty little lines, and it's hand drawn, right? And I've already seen it. I've seen it on everything, right? The wedge, cool, right? What does that tell us? A lot of the times a wedge is going to retrace 50% of itself, which is what people anticipate. This is going to drive sellers into that setup, and then they're going to reverse it. We know how or where to avoid these things. And again, we do incorporate more mathematically sound parallel channels. And this has obviously the same 214.67, and it's a waterfall, right? So anyway, IWM on the precipice inside of its own area of consolidation. So let me make a clear statement, and this is me. If we open up right here, right, I'll take it above 221 or 222.80. If it opens up in here and bounces up to the top and pulls back, don't ask me. I'm not in. I don't really want to trade something like that. So if we're in range, no go. Breakdown underneath 217.42, I like it. And that, again, will give us a potential leg down. And I'm not really going to be focused on that at that point, on whether or not the channel itself is going to break. I'm just focused on the structure itself. I am short under 215.67. So if you're looking for the 24-hour time frame, you're going to go to add custom interval, that little arrow right next to there, and you'll literally go and add a custom interval right here, minutes, hours, days, weeks. So you're going to do hours and do 24. All right. So anyway, we are looking for that punch down breakdown. Now, in comparison, to our other major ETFs, where we have the Qs that hit cost basis on Thursday going into Friday, right? This one, while we did bounce, our goal, you have a job to do, right? When you react to a level underneath you, you have a job. Your job is to break back over what you fell underneath. And in this case, we have a major wall here at 488. You can see that the candle closed up above it, and it left a little pocket up here where we could potentially reverse. And as we move down into a lower time frame, we can see that, right? And we can see that to the point where we can separate that, right? So we're going to drop a box right here. How did we get where we're at? We punched down, right? And then we look over here to our left. Now the 4 hour is going to call for a light adjustment. Candle close, candle close, candle close, candle close, candle close, right? So it is right at that 4 hour, 489.35, that we're looking for a leg up into 493.76. Does this promise a leg up? No, it does not. But it does potentially build, what the hell, a channel, right? And that could be a channel that is worth breaking, or a channel that is just simply providing an opportunity to retest what you broke, fill those orders that were unfilled, and then drive yourself back down. And again, potentially the setup for chop. So interesting setup on the Qs, obviously very similar in the due to the fact that this, again, I have a big a rule, right? Once it's broken, it doesn't get broken back down underneath. And so when we look at this cost basis, this box says if the 50% mark is broken, you're going to a new low. That drops you under this major sell wall, and we're going to see 475, where then there's a pocket where I'm going to make a lot of money on the Qs, IWM, and that's right here. I want that pocket. Okay. Thank you guys for tapping your screen. I really do appreciate it. Hold on 1 second. All right. Little guilt trip there. What are my earnings plays? I have I did try to fill into iRobot, and that one I did not get filled, and it was really important that I got filled at a particular mark. But I have IONQ and CCJ, which yeah, I think those have earnings. Yeah. So, all right. Anyway, so moving forward, right? That mark right here, 482, that is where we break down. So let's move on to SPY, and we're going to keep this quick because there's nothing else for us to do here. There's a pocket and a floor that was not retested. That's going to be at 478, right? We did pop out, try to recover or break back, because again, when you bounce, the goal is to break back out of that structure. You are unable to do so. So that is not, no, I have not done any individual stocks. So if you guys are on here, thank you for the roses, dude, and the glasses. Holy shit, I didn't see your gifts. So anyway, right, that is, what the fuck? Same thing, Qs. Can I play Wonderwall? That's funny. 50% mark, right? On IWM, on QQQ, and on SPY. SPY has a target immediately down at 562.34, and if that's broken, here's our empty space where we can capture that liquidity and make a lot of money, right? All right, so I have not done any individual stocks. No. Okay, any questions on that? Any questions on these individual ETFs, right? We are all three potentially punching down. All three. IWM, QQQ, and SPY. Fuck. SPY, right? So, you saying wait for 562 on SPY? No, I'm going to short to 562. And then at that point, if I can make some money off of this punch down that promises a new low, 565.50, right? And then we're going to go 562.50. And then I'm going to take that money and roll it into SPY. But I will say, I do prefer IWM. I like that, right? Look at the Qs. It's there. It's there, right? It's there. But IWM is right there, dude. Right there, dude. So, I like it. What's up, Marcel? What's up, dude? By the way, guys, 86 of you guys, if you guys could just take 2 minutes, throw a comment in the last video that I shout out to Marcel. Also, it's a big recap, big mashup of all of the fucking predictions that we've made over the last couple of months that have hit to the T. So I do appreciate you guys dropping on there, dropping a like, save the video, share it with your mom, your dad, I don't know. All right. All ETFs. All ETFs. We've covered them. At least our preferred ones. So if you guys have any requests, I will go ahead and take those now. I don't know how to give a Hatscar update on that one. Yeah, I like to throw people off, dude. All right. So the first one I'm seeing right now, I saw SoFi. All right. So we're going to do 24-hour and weekly setups, right? So weekly, what do we have? We have an attempt and hold of the floor. So you're all right, right? But you're in danger because clearly this 1150 is a wall. Now moving into the 24-hour, right? We can kind of get rid of this and we can just quite simply create the parameters around that area of consolidation, find our floor. Where's our support? Our support is at 1040, basically 1040. Now I'm going to move down one more time, 4 hour, and we're going to box it up again. 1, 2, 3. And so as of right now, under 1040, you could expect a leg down to $10 even. If that breaks, SoFi comes back to 870, at least for in the immediate future. If it is able to hold or bounce off of that 1041, because again, when you're in range, if somebody's giving you a prediction in range, right, they had better have all the mechanics locked down. Because when you're chopping, that's the whole point, is you're supposed to set the parameters around that range, look at what's underneath you and above, and weigh your risk reward. So again, decent, not the craziest setup in the world, but pretty decent leg down and empty space to that 875. So it's not bad. Obviously, to the upside, you have a wall at 1134. That's SoFi. RRBT, iRobot. So I mean, I as far as where it was going to go and hit, it broke out of the box, right? And this is exactly what you want. I know this happened towards the end of the day. I see a really nice channel here, 1, 2, right? And then I see empty space up to, I feel really good about this one. I think this one goes to 1125 pretty easy, based on where it's at now. The only other variable or difference here is if by chance this is because we are at cost basis, if sellers drive this down, then I could see a drop back down into the 670. So all right, so that's iRobot. I really don't think there's any room for, further I mean, that's about it. Again, weekly time frame also speaking the same language. Sorry. Like that. So it's there. It's there. All right. PLTR earnings. Now, I when something is at all-time highs, I've said this before, I'll say it again. One of the only, every trader should have something, right? Obviously, it's going to be their strategy has a weakness. All strategies have one. Mine is all-time highs, right? It's not it's more or less a area where I thrive in structure. And so with that structure, if it's not there, I don't have anything to place targets off of, right? It's all going to be off of Fibonacci, or which I don't hardly ever use, or it's going to be off of channels, something speculative. So anyway, right, we've got the $45 wall right now. We've pulled back. Unfortunately, it didn't do a very good job of hanging on to what I perceive to be the floor at 42.82. So thank you, oh really 106 for the comment on the video, dude. I see you guys commenting on the video. I really do appreciate that a lot. It helps the rhythm. So as of right now, right, PLTR's lack of volume comes underneath you. So 38.18 could definitely be a target to the downside. Typically, right, in situations like this where you're barely hanging on to a floor but you've created consolidation, again, earnings is on Friday, or on Monday, right, after the close. So in one day, if you could pop back, hit this wall at 39.94, it would increase the chances of you just shooting straight up. And $50 would be my target to the upside, no brainer, right? To the downside, it's going to be 38, and if this little box breaks, I think we come back down to $32.95 or $33, right there. So interesting setup. Coney, what the hell? Coney 2024. Okay, interesting. Interesting. I think there's just really the biggest thing here is that you have failed, right? And if you look, right, yes, this is the floor, and it's really interesting, guys. Look at this. This is why this. I mean, my own strategy fascinates me still, to this day. But we have a box, right? That box is attempting to hold on to a floor. If you look at the most recent price action, though, look at the floor. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Tap, tap, tap. right? Now, this has created a lower high and a rejection of this major mass that you wanted to hold on to, but you have been unable to do so. We also look to our left and we see that there is a wall that you broke out of at 13.15, and you're underneath that level. So as of right now, and I'm not sure if this has earnings or anything like that, I think you're heading here, which is going to be 12.05. Is it dividend stock? Okay, well, I'm glad I'm looking at it on this time frame. The only, and again, we have not, although we are underneath this mark, it would really be a punch down underneath 1182 where I would look for a new low. I think the weekly, also kind of shows the same thing here as well. But I will say there's a good chance that you could even just stay in this range. So it's an interesting looking stock. It's not my favorite though. What's up, Blake? Starbucks weekly. Now I'm telling you guys what, this thing has been fighting for, since August. It's been fighting since August to try to get up out of this range, and it is really, really struggling to do that. And then we have clear targets to the upside. Me personally, I think it's just a straight shot to 105.55. There's some bumps in the road, I guess, on the way. So the real, and it's going to be tough because, when you have something that bangs up against the same wall over and over again, people become nervous when they want to enter something like this. So you need to find something, right? And obviously it looks like a 4-hour candle close above 99.40 is step one, right? 24-hour candle close, you're same thing, 99.44. So we move over to the hourly time frame, right? And that's it. A candle open above 99.40, and that's your breakup. And I wouldn't touch it unless it's open above that. It's and then again, you're looking long. A longer expiration is probably going to be a better bet. This has already had earnings, so hopefully being in this range, this tension breaks relatively soon. I did draw one thing that I thought was interesting here, and it's just a little bit of a channel that we've been kind of curling up on. So 108.80 would be right around the 50% mark of this channel, so I would watch that mark. And that's about it. It's in range, it's ready. I think it does go eventually, but yo, thank you, Ranger John, the Air Guy, Neil. Thank you guys for commenting on the video. I do appreciate that a lot. All right, Yuri. Hey, man. Okay. That's fucking cool. Watch this. It's just money, baby. So I think a really no-brainer, straightforward thing at the moment, being that you built a little box here and you're breaking down into it, is you're probably going to come back down to 756. 24-hour time frame, I think, speaks the same language. Your breaking cost basis. So under 780, right here, 751, 750. Pretty interesting. Coinbase. I think this is one really similar to the one I just went over, where you dropped down. You haven't definitively made a new low. I still am banking on this right here to potentially be that still uptrend. But I'm not going to overcomplicate this analysis. It's actually really, really simple. If you're looking for this thing to go up, you already did the magic, right? On Friday, you popped up, you retested the wall that you had broken in the first place, and you fell back down. So you either are going to come back down just a little bit further to 175.80 and you bounce somewhere in here, right? In that 175.80, and that wick of 191 is where you head up. So it's good in these instances that you know where something breaks, right? Shout out Potter Stocks Clips, guys. Please follow him. He also is another page to see Potterstock's content. He is the editor, man. All right. Real quick, before I go any further, this is technically a box. So if you do drop underneath 168.82, the chances of you dropping to this floor at 150 become very high. All right. Jose, you're wild, dude. All right, toast. Where are we? Okay. I got lost there for a second. Everybody telling me a lie. Okay, there we go. I straight up just see a 3330 target. That's so simple. That's so simple. I like that. I like that target straight up. 3360 weekly time frame, 24-hour time frame. Stay above the candle closes, right? That's your protection method. So if you get a retest off of it, cool. But that's the goal here, right? 30-50 basically. My floors are candle closes. Yes, Ryan wrestles. Who are you wrestling, Ryan? Who are you wrestling, Ryan? God damn it, Ryan. All right. Okay, so that's right. Fair value, Gary. You are correct. It does follow Coinbase. I that's where I was trying to figure. I watched the Potterbox intro twice this week. Thanks, Potter. You got it, dude. That one helps a lot, dude. All right, moving on. Keep dropping your request. I'm trying to make my way through them all. When earnings, right? Coming on Monday. Now, I didn't write this one down, did I? I don't know, dude. That one looks pretty good. Can we look at win? Amita Max win. Next week puts. It's shit. I mean, I kind of want to aim for 83, right? I'm just envisioning this thing legging down further. So maybe 91. Those are expensive. I see an incredibly wide spread on this thing. I think this is yeah, it is Monday. I'll take a look at this one. I'm a youth wrestler for a local club. Oh, sick, dude. Hell yeah. Contract spread is crazy though. I'll have to look at that one again. Definitely worth writing down though. The problems of something you would assume following the boom. Addicted to dry plum. All right, there we go. Win. Amita Max wins. CCJ. The chat's moving slow right now, guys. I'll be able to get to everybody's requests. Just be patient. Patient with me. All right, so channel aside, right? Because sometimes channel can just kind of cause you to not look back, right? This is something where we could do this and do that, right? So obviously channel wise, there's been deviations of itself. But here's the main thing, right? Channels are easy to put down, but here's the most important thing. Price, right? You punched out past 55.81 and now you've fallen back in. You can see that you're resting on those three candles right there. Move in, back down, 24-hour time frame. Ah, very good, right? Now we can really see the intricacies of the mechanics here, right? CCJ, I already called this. I think this one has a nasty potential leg down to here, which is why it actually does look like a suitable potential earnings play, which is why I bought it. So I like a punch down, right? You built a box above you, so obviously underneath 51, break down. I want it all. I want 43. If it pops up, pop out. I doubt it, but that would be a punch, back up and would obviously give you a 58 and 60 potential target, but I kind of like this one down. And again, the risk to reward on the contracts, if I'm not mistaken, was pretty good. Yeah, I got $43 puts for about 14 bucks. So I am in position here. I have this juicy stock. All right. Yeah, I got $43 puts. Tesla. Now, this one bounced off an old cost basis here, 24-hour time frame. Let's take a look at the weekly, right? What's important? And what does this look like? It just straight up looks like a rejection. And we talked about this wall, 272. And again, whenever you're in anything, what is the goal, or what is your job? What is above and what is below? You rejected the wall. This is what you broke past, and now you're falling back in. Now you're falling and you're waning and selling pressure. So it's definitely in the cards, especially moving into somewhere around the 50% mark, for this to potentially bounce. Now I will tell you, it is trying to avoid a candle close underneath 252, which is ultimately where this thing could pop back up. You have a box right here. So if you're looking for Tesla back up, 260.12 break, and then a attempt at 270, which is just a top. So I'll be reminiscing. Let me go check. Oh, dude, you guys are awesome. Thank you guys for the comments on the video. Hell yeah. You guys are crushing it. All right. Keep dropping your requests, guys. Hood. Okay. So let's make this really easy. Right? We're going to go ahead and move this up to that wick right here, wick and body. And that's what, I mean, this is straight up beautiful, right? 1, 2, 3 bounces off of hood. You jumped down really, really quickly. So move back down, right? What are the mechanics here? First green candle, or floor rather, that I see is 24.67. Yeah, we're gonna get to AMD. I'm hopefully gonna take everybody's request here tonight. So so right now, look, it's beautiful. You fell, punch down, right? And let's go ahead and not get rid of this box here, because it is relevant in the sense where you do wick off of that 25.50. So as of right now, we are looking for a candle open outside of $24, right, and a retest of 24.70. If that occurs, I think that could open the opportunities, and you'll have to move down here, and you'll basically have to do this, right? You'll take this box that we just drew, and you're going to expand it, or actually you're going to leave it just like that, and floor. So hood, pop, punch, right? And this seems relatively easy. But that is essential that you punch through the structure, because I'll give you two scenarios here. One, here's a potential uptrend that looks like this, which would allow you to pop up and retest this floor. Or if sellers have this by the holes, then you are looking at a channel that looks like this, and just a pop, retest, curl back down, punch down. I saw that empty space and imagined you salivating. Basically. All right. I have done SPY. SPY is SPX, so I'll try to get to that one in a second. PODD pod weekly insulet. Okay, so on the weekly you are in you're in a pickle. Floor, ceiling, 50%. Box, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 candles in that box. Retest level underneath you here at 218.19, 24 hour. 24 hour shows the setup building. It's obviously in range on that higher time frame, but we could separate this in half and we can take it above that to basically a candle close at 238.25, but ultimately a candle close outside of 240. And I think this one gives you that potential punch or that move into that empty space. But if I have it my way, which isn't always the way that it goes, but or most of, again, my way, I can't be demanding of the market, but this floor, if it moved the way I wanted it to, would be lost, right? And it looks like you're curled back up, so that might not happen, but you would punch back down, right? Or not punch back down, pull back down, and then use this box to punch through and make that new high. So all right, let's take a look at AMD. AMD has, and we talked about this one as well last week, that empty space down to that floor of 141. Here you are. And you have a long ways to go if you want to recover. I'm going to be dead ass. So as of right now, right, your signal down, which the way that you're falling yells that there is a potential bounce, right? Potentially. But under, right, under this 140.75, I think there is a real leg down potentially, well, not potentially, to 134.30 and 132.13. Now you're at cost basis, so the first thing that I'm looking for here is a bounce off of 140.65. So hold on one second. Okay. Moving on, we've got DC or DXCM. I'm not going to really listen. I don't. It's kind of. I don't know who. I know you're not the only, but dude, this thing is so boxed up. And honestly, it's one of those things, dude, where while it's in this box, right, you're gonna see things like this where there's the potential wedge up, right? That's being built. That volume is being built right now, and you have clear walls around this box, 7488 and 6680. Right, nothing is going to change by me looking at this any differently. That is just the way that it is. And with the wicks, right, with the way this thing has like expanded that range, you have opened up the opportunity to chop for so much more, add like another month, but there's your parameters, right? That's the parameters that you're abiding by at the moment. And while it's inside of it, I don't do any guessing. I wouldn't expend any fucking mental energy on that thing. MU. I've already talked about this one. I think this one comes right back down to 91.21. There's a little bit of a stagger step around 94.27. You are currently at the floor, so MU under 99.06, and we are looking for a leg down again. 95. If you want to write this down, 95.81, 94, 26, and then 91.50 would be our targets to the downside. But ultimately, if you're holding for the whole enchilada, that's where structure, that's the target, right? That's what I want. And then maybe runners into 88.62, which would then complete the potential uptrend that we have in front of us. But we are at the floor now, so breaking down wouldn't be surprising in my opinion. Actually, I'll probably write that one down because it could be a day trade that is catchable. All right. Let's see. Yeah, keep dropping those requests. Zoom. That's a punchback. That's a weekly punchback, and you did it. So the next target is 80.77. 78.45 and $80. Looks like the target's directly above us. So Z. That one, yeah, I stay away from Zoom. I think needs more volume than I think it'll ever have again. All right, I think this one's pretty straightforward as well, right? What did you break out of? What are you retesting? What did you fall into? Look at that little pocket of empty space. You come down, you little bastard. You touch your structure and you pull yourself back up into this floor. So moving in, right? Now we can see this thing in greater detail. We can pull the top of this box up like that. Boom, right? So now we'll go ahead and draw this. And then we're going to go ahead and mark out our area of consolidation that's very, very small, but is very, very real. So as of right now, if you pop up above 6150, it's 6250, cost basis 6330, and then 6550 would be the next target directly above you. So Delhi. Um I think it's really 136.38 is the next target to try to go and reclaim. You're heading directly there. Punchback would be 140, almost on the dot. 140 would be the first target there, directly above you. I'm trying to find this channel because I know there is one. All right, well, we'll leave that the way it is. Unfortunately, you really don't have much but just a waiting game at the moment, in my opinion. And the shitty thing is you really don't have great structure underneath you either, right? It's kind of a mess, but that's what I'd be looking at right now. Make sure you stay above 124.11 and obviously go and break a bit of that structure above. I don't like Dell at all, though. It was a garbage doo-doo setup for me. Rig. Weekly, nothing has changed since I gave my analysis last, other than the box that I had originally put down has expanded, leaving you with a range that looks like this. So short, obviously the wick 384. I have a target of 350 directly underneath you, and then obviously above at the 470 is the leg up. This is also sitting, if I'm not mistaken, very close, if not at cost basis, which would be 370. So, I mean, again, some people have different tastes or different. This to me just has nothing that I'm looking for. And again, you might see something differently, or something might be a little bit clearer for you. But I just the price action on this thing is just crazy. The only thing I see is this weekly floor and this channel down, which should look like that. So if there's any hope of getting back up, this is probably the place to do it. So, all right, Celsius. Damn, dude. Hold on one second. Hold on 1 second. Thank you guys for tapping your screen. Appreciate you. All right, cool. Thank you guys for tapping your screen. I appreciate you. Okay. Okay. Fucking Potter box. You guys should go to look at. I just pulled up my phone. This dude named Trade Phantoms. He tried to partner with me years ago. God, he still uses this fucking learn from a former pro trader. You don't become a former pro trader. It's just such sad supply and demand shit, man. I know there's a couple people in my Discord from there. All right. I opened up my TikTok so I could click on my video. All right, cool. Anyway, Celsius sitting on, or if I'm not mistaken, we looked at this last week. This thing is sitting directly in this pocket, right? You're like basically sitting on cost basis, a slow mover. This is a rare phenomenon where volume starts to literally concentrate itself on cost basis, only adding to the potential behind this trade, right? So I'm telling you right now, Mark, I'll even set alerts because this could be a huge trade. Above 35, basically 36 bucks, but 35.91, setting an alert there. And I'm going to set an alert, and I'm not really interested to the downside, but I'm going to set an alert here as well. And I'm going to go to the 24 hour and I'm going to fucking do it again, right? Except for this time, we're going to really, really perfectly identify. There we go. Hate that. I hate that you have that big wick up there, but I do know for certain that 32.28 is worth setting an alert on if you're looking to take this north. That makes a great entry and stop loss, mechanically sound, so if it comes back to it, it'll bounce. Yeah, trade zones or trade phantoms tried to partner with me years ago, and I mean he had like a lot of people when I first started calling people out tried to like befriend me and in order to like hide in the shadows. uh, American Dream Trading and him and a couple of other guys were like, we should partner up, we should partner up. And then I saw what he was teaching, dude, and I was like, nah, bro, you're selling shit that is literally Googleable. If you're doing that, I just think you're kind of being a bad person. I don't care how nice you talk. I don't care what you say or who you think or who your God is. I really think you're just scamming. All right, come up with your own shit. All right, Celsius D. Dominion Energy. Wow. Okay. So we talked about this one being at cost basis. It sure did exercise that volume, then drive itself back down. That red candle is sitting on top of that 58.92, which could drive you down straight to 57.88. If that breaks, right, we're going to be looking at this low here. And unfortunately, I think when I look at this, yeah, see, I'm actually, I might have to shrink this one down right about there. But this wall would be our first target to the downside. So I think this is definitely one where the lower time frame is going to be your best friend. 4-hour candle open above 60, you're looking up, right? And then a breakdown underneath 58.13. Nice. Cool. Good shit. Thank you for sharing the live. I do appreciate you guys. I'm under a strict TikTok algorithm. Hot dog water, dude. Okay. APO. The work with paper shade. By the way, if anybody in here is registered on WAP, make sure you leave reviews on people's discords that are really, really honest, because that's the nicest thing you could do for anybody, is be honest about your experience in there. I tell you what, on the weekly, this absolutely has a shit ton of empty space and a target of 126 directly to the downside. So while you have to move into this lower time frame, or maybe even lower because it's just really dirty, and you basically got to map it out right here and right here. That's your first box. I don't really see structure until 136.31. It has earnings, yeah. So I mean, you could see a nasty little leg down, and I would say that it has earnings on Tuesday. APO, if those are cheap and the risk to reward is right, I'll take those. Yeah, I'm definitely not on the For You page. Definitely not. Oh, all right, Poppy, get out of here, dude. All right. It's a real one. Damn. I don't think my computer's supposed to have been like that. I love doing this. That's what it looked like to wake up to me. You just wake up and I'm there talking about the Potter box. Sorry. I have ADHD. That's what it feels like to wake up with me. There you go. You don't have to sit and wonder anymore. That's the extra. That's what you needed, baby. You are directly underneath that 26.95. So it looks like maybe a pullback into that median. It's a really, really choppy stock, but yeah, I think that median of 26.35 is the next target down. So that's the extra sauce. Trump or Harris? Neither one, dude. Neither one. I really mean it. This election. There's nobody. There's nobody. It's not even political, dude. I'll never vote for anybody who is being funded by a foreign agent who makes sure that they don't have to list themselves as foreign agents and takes out anybody who opposes them. Yeah, that's me. I'm just not. I try not to be a traitor to America, and those individuals, I think, on both sides are traitors, right? We got homeless veterans on the street. We got homeless people suffering healthcare crisis, and they're sending. You know, they see that they're like, hey, we're low on funding. Send 10 billion more to Israel. So that's my political view. All right. Anyway, moving on. 2631. 2631, right? That is the candle open on Dropbox that is needed. This thing is absolute garbage dumpster fest of price action. So even with its attempted pop out the other day, it just gets roasted, dude. This thing is a hot dog water mess. I would just be looking at the weekly time frame because that's the only time frame that seems to really, really matter. I think it is important to recognize that you're struggling to hold on to the floor coming over from your left. If Trump wins the stocks, we'll be investing in Kamala. I won't be investing on either one as if like it's an ETF for either one. Everybody said we were going to be at a massive bear market with Biden. We went into all-time highs. Everybody says that Trump is going to cause the market to go into all-time highs. People say Kamala is going to cause a bear market. You know what I'm going to be doing? I'm going to not be giving a shit. Hopefully, not in any sort of conflict with my country mates because they're upset about said election, and I'm going to just be trading price. Just price, because I promise you these money managers aren't going to change the game because of the fucking two presidents. They're going to continue to fucking do what they do, because money is what makes this country go round, not the president. So it's a fun illusion, though. We enjoy it. Yeah, I have nothing else to say on this stock. It makes me want to throw up. Am I voting? Yeah, I'm voting. I'm voting for a cave in the woods. 11-10-75. 11-10-75 to the downside. Right now you are stagger stepping, and it does look like, and I think I saw this same phenomenon. Yeah, there it is. So I have a little bit of a channel here. I've got a box underneath you on the 4 hour. The 4 hour is really the best place to do this, but I think 113.67 is where we can bounce. So green or gold. Green is the goal, up or down. That's straight up, dude. It's no need for. You know what I also have noticed? My stress levels and my frustration or triggering from any exterior, like I don't hear the news, I don't, maybe obviously outside of trading I do, but it just provides me with a much less stressful environment to trade in. So all right, keep dropping your requests, please. We're gonna go ahead and finish up here. We've been live for exactly an hour. Come to Amsterdam. I will be in Amsterdam soon, dude. One day. I gotta go. Why are you sending me feet, you little shit? Love. Has he got a blanket? Good God. Do all the stuff. Yeah, it'll be posted. Am I wearing socks? No. I did do SMCI, man, and it does not have data until December. It does not have data until December. So but I will they pushed out their audits or whatever until December. That company's going underwater, apparently. Here's a quick synopsis here for love. Love is something that we all seek. No, I'm just kidding. We are quite literally looking for a floor to break underneath 2861, and then we're looking for 3170. We have empty space, and I'm just going to keep this shit simple. There's no need to overcomplicate it. We could go all the way back and look into everything, but let's just look at the most recent price action. Here's your target up. Boom. Here's the area that you're currently consolidated and the parameters in which it breaks low or breaks high. On the weekly, you've made several attempts to break into highs and to go and hit that 33.75, and you have been pulled down. So this could create a lot of tension. It is creating a lot of tension, right? So as of right now, right, with this peel back, there's also that potential downside. And I think that underneath 29.45 again, and this is where we're going to go ahead and separate the box, right? And it's going to look like this. Cost basis, $29 underneath us. If you punch down and you're underneath 29.92, I believe you will punch 29, and that will drive you into a new low, which should be close to 26.71. So not a bad setup. Oh my God. I guess the neighbors think I'm selling dope. My neighbors definitely think I'm selling something. I don't know. They're like, why do you leave the house? You just get food delivered to you. Luxury. Brother, cost basis is the 50% mark within any area of consolidation. So if you can find a box, which this one's a little odd, but it'll typically be, not typically, it will be around the 50% mark. But as of right now, I'm going to actually separate this. I'm going to break it up, right? Because this is going to be, that's going to be more of a weekly range. We're going to do this. Floor. Okay, so I mean, again, one of these stocks that just has a potential with range, and it's just a waiting game. There's your channel, there's your structure, right? And so if I'm looking at this correctly, if I want this to be a big fucking play, down, bounce, punch, earnings, right? So maybe even a little bit of sideways action, and then on earnings, give it a lick. Hey, yo, what was that? Thanks for the cowboy hat, Poppy. Oh my god, dude, and it's a confluential level. That was perfect. All right. Do it many at once. Screw. Screw. Okay. BNTC. I am going to explode into a million pieces. Every single time I look at a biopharmaceutical stock, I think I lose 3 or 4 years off my life. This is worse than cigarettes. That's rough. $12.64. He had a floor right there. And then your next target would be right here. So considering that you are still well above this wall, yeah, it's basically that same wick, and then I would be aiming for 15 even. So oh, Kevin, Jesus Christ, dude. Nice job. Yeah, I could have held on to the puts, you're right. You said to 90. Shake Shack or In and Out? We don't have Shaky Shacks here. Or In and Outs, actually. There is neither one in the South, dude. That is not a Southern staple quite yet, my friend. Oh no, mama. Stab it at the music here. We don't even have Whataburgers. All right, I'm going to go ahead and turn off this recording. YouTube, if you guys have any questions, want to join, simplestacksinvestments.com. PBS Workshop is where you're going to find all of the educational material, both yearly and lifetime come with that workshop, and you have access to it forever. Peace out. Thanks for watching.